Welcome once again to another edition of Single and Parenting with Glory. Today I'm going to be talking about a concept that has kept so many singles and single parents stagnated in life. Robs them of joy, robs them of their peace of mind, robs them of the ability to succeed or to achieve great things in life. And that concept is a concept of self-pity. What is self-pity? It is a negative emotion. Self-pity is a negative state of mind that makes an individual focus excessively on their own problem, their hardship, their perceived failures. It is a feeling of self-indulgence in your sorrow, or a feeling like you're drowning in your own sorrow and difficulty. And if intentional steps are not taken to overcome self-pity, it can rob one of joy, of self-fulfillment, of inability to achieve success in life. So today, I want to relate to you a story of a friend of mine, how she overcame self-pity, and how the strategy she used can help you as well to overcome self-pity. She had 3 children. She was just divorced. She was divorced, and I met her 6 years after her divorce. She was a waitress. So when a divorce happened, she said she was so devastated. She didn't know what to do. She hardly get up from bed. She was always lying down every day with her PJ from morning to night. She doesn't want to take care of her hair, nor to take care of her physical appearance. Even the children, she didn't care what they eat or what they are doing. She was just drowning in sorrow. Every day asking, why me? Why? I had such high hopes about my marriage, that my marriage would be a fairy tale that can last forever. How come other marriages are thriving, but mine has ended in divorce? So she withdrew from people because of all the negative talks all around. She withdrew from people, withdrew from some of the family members, and even her church family, friends. She just withdrew into her shell and she became very bitter and cynical. She didn't have enough money to take care of herself, not to take care of her kids. And as a result of low cash, she had to sell the only car that she had because she couldn't afford the maintenance. She sold the car. So now she had to take the bus as well as the kids to and from school. That made her more depressed. But there is a day that things change in her life, and she related that day to me. She said on this day, she went to work and she started working longer hours just to make enough money to take care of her needs and the needs of the children. So on this particular day, she went to work. It was a long day. She was so tired and exhausted. And as she was coming down the road to the bus stop, the devil just brought to her how the divorce happened, how she had planned her life and it never ended that way. You know, all the negative feelings came flooding down. And she was just there silently crying in her heart. To make matters worse, she now saw a couple in the bus station with their 2 children, and they were so happy. They were singing merrily while they were waiting for this bus. So when she looked at them, she was just very angry with herself and said, look at them, they are so happy. How come? How come my family is not like this? How come other people are happy and I cannot attain such level of happiness? And that made her condition worse. She went to the bus, she didn't talk to anybody, and she was just crying all through. Then on getting home, she didn't even go to the kitchen to look for something to eat. She just went straight to bed and was just crying and crying. She didn't feel like living again. She just felt, oh, I should just die and just go. Life is not worth living. Why am I even here? Then as she was just crying and thinking all this negative thought, that it seemed as if somebody just switched on a light bulb in her head. Suddenly a thought came that, why are you crying here? There are some that are even dying to have your position. There are some that are out there with their kids. They don't even have a job. You have a job. There are some that have children that are handicapped, that have children that have chronic illnesses. There are even some single parents that have chronic illnesses. But you don't have such. Your children are doing well. They are healthy. You can still afford food to feed them, and you still have a job. You should be grateful. So when that thought came to her, she now said, wow, it's true that even though I don't have the things that I want, but at least I have my basic needs. My children are healthy, I am happy. I am also healthy, and I can't buy this with money. So there and then she just decided, I need to change things in my life. Then that same day, the children came back from school, and the oldest boy, who was 12-year-old, had a math assignment and he couldn't do it. He asked the mother to help him, but she wasn't that good with mathematics. She said, I can't really help you, my dear. The boy started crying. That made her feel bad. She went back to her bed. She was saying, look I'm not even intelligent. If I had money, I would have hired a tutor. Then another thought came again and said, why? Why are you thinking this way? The boy can always seek for assistance from others in school. You can encourage him even if you cannot help him out. So she came back and started encouraging the boy, and then she just decided, I can't continue this way. Today is going to be the end. I will just start taking responsibility for my life and being happy again. I can't continue living miserable like this. I have to be here for my children. So that day, she now decided that she's going to change things in her life. She started thinking about the things that are going well for her. So she decided to be grateful for the things she has, not focusing on the things she doesn't have. Secondly, she decided to keep a gratitude journal. And every day she started writing 3 things that she's grateful for. 3 things that she's grateful for. And refused to focus on her lacks, but on the things that she has. And that made her happy. Then she decided to reach out to her friend, because when the divorce happened, she disconnected from everybody and just stayed in her own world, and she doesn't want to talk to anybody. So she reached out to one of her friends that has been trying to reconnect with her, and the friend was happy to see her. But she was surprised that the friend did not tell her, yeah, come and cry, I'm going to pet you to continue crying. The friend said, no, you've cried enough. You've cried enough. I just want you to be grateful for life and get up again and start helping your children, because you're not the only single mom out there. And she prayed with her and encouraged her to pray and that God to help her. And that gave her some comfort. Then she reached out to a pastor too that helped her and said, I'll be praying with you. If there's anything, call me. I can help. Church people can help you with your children. And she was happy. Then she also went and met her counselor and talked about most of the difficulties she was passing through. And the counselor gave her some tips on how to overcome self-pity. So with that, things changed in her life. She became more optimistic. She became more involved with the children's activities. She started going out again, doing her exercises that she had stopped. And she started taking care of herself. And she discovered that the more she took care of herself, the more she felt happier about herself. And she found herself smiling more than she was smiling before. So with this now, she discovered there was a change in her children too, that were becoming, every day they were so irritable and fighting with each other. She discovered that because she became happier, the children were becoming happy too. Her optimism rubbed off on the children, and they started doing better because their mom was always there present with them, encouraging them with their schoolwork. So, and she saw a change in the children too, that they became more resilient because she was. So, and with this now, she was happier. She found a sense of purpose in her life. She decided to register and go back to school. So when I met her, she has already registered and she was taking some classes because she's working towards a Bachelor of Commerce degree. So I've learned so many things from Vera's story. And are you out there too, drowning in your tears? Maybe you're a single person, you've just had a nasty breakup and you felt the whole wall is collapsing around you. You're not going to survive in life. It's a lie. You can survive. You can make it. That's not the end of the world. You can make it. Or maybe you're divorced too, or you're separated. You're struggling on your own. If I can make it, you can make it. I was always drowning in my tears also, every day, crying and crying and crying. But at a point I said, what have I succeeded in doing? Years after years, I'm here crying. I better wake up, because life has not stopped for others. It's only for me that it has stopped. So I better wake up. Because if I don't take control of my life, nobody will do it for me. And I am here today. I am thriving with my kids. You can also do it. These are the lessons I've learned from Maria's life, and you can learn that too. 1, be grateful. No matter what happened, be grateful. Don't look at the things you don't have. Focus on the things you have and be grateful that you are alive today, your kids are alive. 2, keep a gratitude journal. Write at least 3 things that you're grateful for every day, and that will help you feel better. When you see your sense of accomplishment every day, that will boost your energy. That will propel you to do other things in life. 3, reach out to your family members. If you've cut off from them, reconnect. Or your friends, and talk to them about your issues that will help you. Reach out to your religious elders or your elders in the society or wherever your community is. Reach out to them. They will help you. They will give you an anchor in time of need. They will help you with your kids as well. Reach out to your therapists. Reach out to your counselors. They'll be there to give you professional help when you need it. Because if you don't take intentional steps to overcome self-pity, it will destroy you. So from the story, we've learned that self-pity is a roadblock to success, to self-fulfillment. But with determination, with gratitude, you can make self-pity a tool of self-empowerment, and which will help you achieve success, achieve fulfillment and happiness in life. So what are you going to do with the self-pity, with that negative emotion of self-pity in your life? Practice these 4 principles, and that will help you. Next week, I'm going to bring you another story. Maybe Vera's story is not your story. Maybe the next story I will tell you is something that will resonate with your experiences. So stay tuned. If you've not subscribed, this is the time. Subscribe, share the link. If these tips are helping you, share it with others and encourage them to subscribe. Till I see you next time, be kind to yourself, love yourself, and forgive those who have hurt you.